Hello, welcome in and welcome back to my channel. My name is Deb from DG Reads, and this is my furry sidekick, Kylie, and it's time for a long overdue book haul. We've been joined by a puppy, but she's going to quickly realize there's not a lot of room on this table for her because I have a lot of books. A lot of books. I procrastinated filming this. I was meant to do it last weekend. It didn't happen. So here we are. More books were added to the pile, and these are books that I've collected over the last couple of months. It's been a while since whenever my last book haul was, which was a while back. I've already knocked over one stack of books in setting this up, so let's see if we can get through this without knocking over another stack. But as normal, I'm going to go ahead and start with gifted books. Starting out with some nonfiction, I have Project Mind Control, Sidney Gottlieb, the CIA, and the Tragedy of Mokultra. I have no idea how that's pronounced. I haven't read it yet, so I need to do so. This is by John Liesel, and it's a gifted copy I received from St. Martin's Press. As with a lot of nonfiction, I feel like the title and subtitle kind of tell us what this is about, but anything involving the mind is definitely something that intrigues me. From Ballantine Books, I received a late arc of The Language of Birds. This is one that came out in May. It is about a young woman. I think it's YA mystery, and this young woman is having to go around solving puzzles left behind by her father. From Tor.com, I have Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. I don't know much about this one. It is a little novella coming out in September, and on the back it says it is a tragic sapphic adventure. In something a little bit different, from Scribner, I received The Complete Connections, 5,000 Questions in 1,000 Puzzles from Jeopardy host Ken Jennings. It sounds like it'll be a fun time to just kind of pick up, solve some puzzles every once in a while. Definitely something to test my trivia knowledge, it sounds like. From St. Martin's Press, I have The Seven Rings by Nora Roberts. This is coming out in November, and it finishes off the Lost Bride trilogy. I've been really loving this series and was super excited when I was offered a copy of this one. It is a story that combines kind of a haunted house, but in a unique way. There are friendly ghosts, there is one kind of bitter, dangerous ghost, and cozy romance mixed in. So this has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how it ends. From Kensington, I received a finished copy of Guess Again by Charlie Dunlea. They had kindly sent me a ARC copy, which I read prior to publication date and really loved this one. It's super short chapters. It's a gripping mystery and one that is following a missing girl. It's a cold case from 10 years prior, and it definitely has room to become a series, and if so, I would absolutely be on board with that, and I'm excited to have a finished copy. From St. Martin's Press, I have Greenwich by Kate Broad. This is set in Greenwich, Connecticut. It is set against a backdrop of the wealthy. We have a young adult who goes to stay with her aunt who is recovering from an injury. She's there to help, but then she meets a girl and is hoping for something more than friendship with her, and then something tragic happens, and I have no clue what, but I look forward to finding out. From Minotaur Books, I have a September arc, and this one is No Rest for the Wicked by Rachel Louise Adams. This is set in a town that is known for its Halloween celebrations, but also for the fact that a lot of bad things happen around the holiday. Our main character is forensic pathologist Dolores Hawthorne. She left town, didn't look back, but now her father is missing. She has a cryptic message, trust no one, and she has to go back for answers. From Wednesday Book, I have Out of Air by Rachel Rice. This is one I actually read while I was on vacation in Zanzibar. Diving horror seems like a good fit for an island setting. This one is following a group of teenagers. It's a YA horror. They are divers. They're diving and find a mysterious cave, and then there are issues that follow them from that. Is it a curse? Is it something human? There's a lot going on in here, and I did enjoy my time with it. From Bantam Books, I have Smile for the Cameras by Miranda Smith. This is a psychological thriller. It is following an actress who is desperate to reclaim her fame, and to do so she must survive the real-life plot of the horror movie that made her famous. So it says it's locked room, which I always really love kind of figuring out what's going on with those, so I'm super excited to pick this up. From Random House in Del Rey, I have Watching Evil Dead by Josh Mallerman. It is coming out on September 16th. I really don't know anything about this. There's nothing on the back, but I saw Josh Mellerman, who is an author I've really enjoyed before, and had to pick it up. From Bantam Books, I have Murder on Sex Island by Joe Firestone. This one actually showed up in the middle of me finishing up my island reading vlog ahead of my trip to Zanzibar, and I really wanted to try to get it in because the timing was impeccable, but I just didn't manage it. This one is set in a reality TV show on Sex Island, and there is someone who goes missing, and they hire this detective, Luella Van Horn, to investigate as a fake participant. This is part of, I believe, a series, Luella Van Horn Mystery Series. It's not a series that I'm familiar with, so I don't know if it's a new series or an existing series, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. From Mary Sue Ricci Books, I have an advanced copy of We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. This is out on September 23rd. This is the sequel to Bunny that no one really saw coming, I don't think. So I'm very curious about this one and how the author is going to continue on with Bunny's story. From the Dial Press, I have Disappoint Me by Nicola Danon. This one I don't know a ton about, but they very kindly sent me a book club kit along with it, so I'm interested to check that out. It says in here it's an electrifying story of love, betrayal, and the complicated allure of bougie domesticity. And they also sent a postcard to go with it as well. From Valentine Books, I received a arc for 10 Incarnations of Rebellion by Vaishnavi Patel. This one actually is already out. It came out June 3rd. And again, I don't know a ton about this one, but it is a daring novel that imagines an alternate version of India that was never liberated from the British and a young woman who will change the tides of history. From Gallery Books, I have an advanced copy. This one comes out on September 2nd. This is Hot Desk by Laura Dickerman, and it is a workplace romance. It is set both in the 1980s and in post-pandemic Manhattan. It is funny, sexy, unexpectedly moving, and it is tackling questions of appropriation, sexism, and who has the right to tell their story. From Scrivener, I have an advanced copy of Mother Mary Comes to Me by Arundhati Roy. This is the author who wrote The God of Small Things, which I absolutely loved, and this is her memoir about her mother and the loss of her mother, I believe is what this focuses on. Might not be the best topic for me this year, but it's one I'm super excited to get to. From Tor.com, I have an October release, Cinder House by Freya Marsk. This is a Cinderella retelling, and it says it is a queer gothic romance, perfect for fans of Naomi Novik and T. Kingfisher, and it's a little novella, definitely high on my priority list. From Scribner, I received a copy of Never Flinch by Stephen King. I am a huge Stephen King fan. I've been reading him what feels like my entire life, and at this point, this is the only book of his I have not read or started. At least I am currently reading his latest short story collection, but I was super excited to get a copy of this from Scribner. They sent me a jury badge to go with it, and I also received a copy of the movie tie-in edition of The Life of Chuck, which is not in this stack anymore, I'm realizing, because I did already read it during a vlog at some point quite a while back. Again, this book haul is very overdue, but this is a book that involves Holly Gibney. It also involves a new cast of characters. I really don't know much going into it, but it's Stephen King. I really enjoy his books, so I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of authors I enjoy, from Del Rey, I received The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I really enjoy her writing, so immediately was accepting a copy of this one without knowing really anything about it. It says 3 women in 3 different eras encounter danger and witchcraft in this eerie multi-generational horror saga. So this sounds perfect for spooky season. Another immediate add to TBR book is Holly Jackson's adult debut, Not Quite Dead Yet. I have really enjoyed her writing in the past, so this was high on my priority list. They also sent a really cute sheet of stickers and a bonus little Halloween one, or pumpkin one rather, because that matches the end papers in here as well. The premise of this one is we have a 27-year-old Jet, and they are attacked on Halloween. They have a traumatic brain injuries, and doctors are certain it's going to kill them in about a week. And therefore, Jet has 7 days to figure out who killed them. And it sounds like such an interesting premise. I'm really excited for this. This feels like a book to read right around Halloween. That sounds like it would be perfect timing. One that I already know I loved, I have Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. Nova. This one is a gifted copy from Del Rey. I read an art copy of this, absolutely fell in love with it. I enjoyed the magic system, I enjoyed the writing, and when they offered me a finished copy so I could have it for my shelves, as I'm eagerly awaiting book 2 already, I absolutely said yes. Another one I've already read is The Library at Hellbore by Cassandra Kah. This is a super dark academia horror, very bloody, very gory, very over the top intentionally. And I read it as an ARC. I really enjoyed it. And they again offered me a finished copy, so I would have that for my shelves, and I'm excited to have it. From Tor Nightfire, I have The Monster of Elendhaven by Jennifer Giesbrecht. And this one is a little novella. It says it is a darkly compelling story of murder, a monster, and the magician who loves both. I am definitely always looking for more quick reads to add to my TBR, so I'm thrilled to have this. Again, maybe a good fall spooky season read. We're not to spooky season yet, and one that's still clinging to some summer vibes is Sunburned by Catherine Wood. This is a thriller mystery, I believe. It said St. Barth's has a murder rate of 0, but that's about to change. We have Audrey. Her ex has called her up asking for help, trying to figure out who blackmailed him. There's a severed foot that washes ashore. There's some interesting elements in here, and I'm very curious to see what's going on. This is a gifted copy I received from Bantam Books. From Knock, I received Our Last Resort by Clémence Michelon, and this is the author who wrote The Quiet Tenant, which I really enjoyed. This is one that I definitely am looking to pick up soon. It says 15 years ago, Frida and her brother escaped a cult. Now her brother is a prime suspect in a murder investigation, and it isn't the first time. Another one from Bantam, I have We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry. This one says a dedicated journalist unearths a generations old family secret and a connection to a string of missing girls that hits way too close to home in this gripping debut novel. Also from Bantam, I have Happy Wife by Meredith Lavender and Kendall Shore. This is set in a ultra wealthy area of Florida, I believe it said, and we've got a missing husband disrupting a picture perfect life. From Del Rey, I received Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen. This is a fantasy in a world where magic is accomplished through pleasure and pain. We have a detective. Her family was murdered, I believe, by a particular gang. She lies her way into the detectives academy to work on revenge, and when she's found out, they actually decide to use her to infiltrate this gang. It sounds like an interesting read. Random interesting moment. The main character's name in here is Saffron. It's the second character this week named Saffron I've run into, and I feel like that's uncommon, but maybe it's more common than I thought. From Delacorte Press, I received Wrath of the Dragons by Olivia Rose Darling. This is the sequel to Fear the Flames. The blurb in this says, in this explosive sequel to the best-selling romantasy Fear the Flames, two fated lovers must unite against warring kingdoms to defend their home and their crowns from those who wish to destroy them. From Grand Central Publishing, I received Stupid TV, Be More Funny by Ellen Siegel. This is a non-fiction about how the golden era of The Simpsons changed television and America forever. As someone who watched The Simpsons for years and enjoyed it with friends, I think this one is going to be a good time. From Atria, I received The Book of Lost Hours by Haley Gelfuso. This is actually coming out next week as I'm filming this on August 12th, so will already be out by the time you're seeing this. It sounds like this one is a historical fantasy or sci-fi. There is a time travel element or an ability to rewrite history, and that winds up putting people and time itself into peril, it sounds like. So those types of books absolutely grab my attention, so this is high on my list. From Valentine Books, I have one that probably doesn't need a ton of introduction. It is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's an auto read author for me, absolutely. I'm excited to get to this one. It is historical. It's about the space race, an epic new novel set against the backdrop of 1980s space shuttle program about the extraordinary lengths we go to live and love beyond our limits. Another September release from Tor.com, I have Extremity by Nicholas Binge. This is another short novella. Nicholas Binge wrote Dissolution, which I really enjoyed recently, so I'm excited to read more from them. I've clearly been yapping for too long because I had to switch batteries, but onwards we go. From Grand Central Publishing, I have Comedy Samurai, which is a memoir by Larry Charles. This is the person who worked on a lot of big famous shows like Seinfeld and Borat and Curb Your Enthusiasm and things like that, so I think it will be an interesting insight. From Tor, I have a September release, and that is Love Bites, Tales from the Alpha Art Gallery by Cynthia St. Aubain. And this says it's the first book in a snarky supernatural mystery series with a heroine who has her priorities in order. Solve the mystery, save the day, but most important, feed her cats. Also from Tor, I have To Catch a Razor by Veronica Roth. This is the sequel to the prior novella, When Among Crows, which I did enjoy, I believe. And it starts by saying a funeral, a heist, a mission born of desperation. It is a relatively quick little read, and this one comes out in September. From Ballantine Books, I have The House of Two Sisters. This is by Rachel Louise Driscoll. This is a relatively recent release, I believe. They actually had sent me the ARC, so if you've seen me talk about it before, that is why. This is a young Victorian Egyptologist traverses the Nile River on a mission to undo a curse that may have befallen her family in this spellbinding novel. I am contemplating a trip to Egypt next year, and this has me extra excited to read it. From Del Rey, I have The God and the Guisin. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This is by Sophie Kim. This is a sequel to The God and the Gumihimu, which is a book that is on my TBR, but I haven't gotten to yet. It says a trickster god must work with his reincarnated lost love to solve his brother's murder on board a luxury underworld cruise ship. Definitely has me intrigued. From Bantam Books, I have Don't Open Your Eyes by Liv Constantine. This is following a woman who starts to have nightmares about a potential future, and then things start coming true. So this is the type of premise that absolutely catches my attention, and I'm excited for it. From Scout Press, I received Welcome to Murder Week by Karen Dukas. This is a story of a woman who's lost her mother. She's going through her mother's things and finds tickets to what sounds like a week-long murder mystery party, basically, to boost tourism. She winds up going with friends, it sounds like, and life changes. And last but not least, I received from Simon & Schuster, Super Visible, the story of the women of Marvel Comics. This is by Margaret Stoll with Jeannie Schaefer and Judith Stevens. This is a very heavy book. There is a lot in here that's text, but also lots of graphics, illustrations, and so forth, and it sounds really interesting. So that's it for my gifted piles, which, as you can see, are quite a lot considering the stack goes down quite a bit from where you can see. But of course I spent some money on books in the last couple of months as well. Okay, I did a little rearranging to try to make some space. Stacks keep falling. We'll see how we go. So for my Aardvark book box in July, maybe, I picked up The Memory Collectors by Diet Meserve. I don't know too much about it other than books revolving around memory definitely grabbed my attention. It says 4 strangers time travel to the past and find themselves stuck on the day all their lives were changed. And that sounds really interesting. And I also grabbed Someone Knows by Keelan. This is a mystery. It's about a person who teaches writing, I believe, but there are secrets in her own past and someone knows something that she doesn't want them to. From Illumicrate, I got A Song of Legends Lost. This is by M.H. Iend. I really am not sure how to say that, but of course it is beautiful. And this one is a chunky fantasy. The graphics on the end papers may be less beautiful, but still stunning. And the naked hardcover is really hard to show on camera, but also really, really, really stunning. It is A Song of Rebellion, A Song of War, A Song of Legends Lost. Those with noble blood can summon their ancestors to fight with them, but a commoner accidentally invokes a powerful spirit, and that may help end the war. I was able to attend a book event with Lisa Jewell when her new book, Don't Let Him In, came out, and hearing her talk about it and her writing process really has me excited to pick this up. It is getting inside the head of a man using women to get money, and it sounds really intriguing. From Book of the Month, I picked up King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. I don't know a whole lot about this one other than it does involve a crematorium, I believe. But we have a son returning home. There's debt, there's dangers. I don't know. This is an author I've really, really loved his writing and trust to deliver a good story. From Owl Crate's new horror box, I have The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. This is another author that I've absolutely loved in the past and was really excited to get a special edition from. On the back it said, "My blood is not lamb's blood to wash away sin, but ink to trace that sin out, letter by letter." So sounds like there's a bit of a twist on some religious themes in here, and it's historical, it's of the American West. That's really all I know going into it. The Nebuchadnezzar's Dark Gospel. I picked up The Robin and the Oak Throne as a pre-order. This is by K.A. Lind. It is the sequel to The Wren and the Holly Library, and it's really a pretty cover, pretty edition. So I enjoyed the first book. I'm looking forward to picking this one up. I need to do it soon before I forget everything about book one. In my Nightworm subscription, I received Silk and Sinew. This is edited by Christy Park Kolsky. It is a collection of folk horror from the Asian diaspora, and it came with a signed graphic to go with the book. And I have been in my short story reading era this year, so I'm excited to add this to the rotation. In that same delivery, I also received Immaculate Conception by Ling Ling Wong, which is something I have already read. It was one that left me with some mixed feelings, but I think it did some really interesting things. I overall had a decent time with it, I think, and I'm glad to have received a copy. And this one also came with a signature on the book plate there. From my Once Upon a Book Club box, I received Rules for Ruin by Mimi Matthews. It's a historical romance, but it sounds really interesting. There's an academy, and it is there to train young women to distract, disrupt, and discredit the patriarchy. So far I'm intrigued. I am definitely interested to check this out sooner rather than later. I do, by the way, have a discount code for the Once Upon a Book Club box. It is just DG Reads 10 to get a discount on your first order. The setup for this, if you're not familiar, is as you're reading, you will occasionally run into these little open a gift things, and there is a gift inside the box that it comes with. There's usually about 3 per book that you get to open and enjoy as you're reading the story, and it somehow ties in to the story. I picked up a couple box sets because clearly I don't have enough books. Let's buy them in bulk. But I did pick up the trilogy for the next installment of the Faithfallalong, which is the Catch-Up Book Club reads that we're doing currently. We are going to be starting on the Blood and Bone series next. So this includes A Time of Dread, A Time of Blood, and A Time of Courage. The first live show for these will be held in September, I believe. I don't remember the date offhand. This is the book club that is hosted by Becca at Becca and the Books, and she kindly allows me to be a co-host for this, so I'm really excited to continue on with the series. And then I also picked up the Vampire Academy series, the first 6 books in the initial series. This is for the read-along that's being hosted by Sandra at Got a Thing for Things. The first live show for this, I believe, is going to be at the end of August. It's still being finalized, but it will be coming soon. We are going to be reading the first 2 books as part of that, so I am eager to get going. These are rereads for me. I don't think I finished the spin-off series that we're also going to be reading, but I am looking forward to fun, easy, nostalgic reads with these. From Fairy Loot, I received Era of Storms. This one is really pretty. I'm enjoying the color scheme here. We've got really cool end papers and a really pretty naked hardcover as well. The story in this one is following a young adult named Blaze. She is a rain singer born into a family of fire wielders. She summoned a storm with her birth that killed many, but now she's back in the limelight because she's entering the trials to choose future leaders of the country, realm, whatever it may be. Also from Fairy Loot, one I've been super excited for, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is an author I absolutely have loved in the past, so it's been high on my priority list to pick up. And a really pretty edition for this one as well. It says, this is a story about hunger, a story about love, a story about rage. This is a story about life, how it ends, and how it starts again. From Twisted Retreat, I received At Dark I Become Loathsome by Eric LaRocca. They've made a really stunning, dark, twisted edition, in fact. And this one I know nothing about, other than it's an author that I know and have enjoyed. It's a signed copy as well. On the inside, it just says, you've likely thought that the world would be a better place without you. From Fairy Loot, I have The Floating World by Axie O. This is a YA. We're following an ex-soldier who finds a chest of coins meant for hunting down the girl who wields silver light. And then Ren, who is an acrobat traveling with her family, she needs to try to help her uncle who is injured, and she of course has light, and they don't know this about each other when they run across each other. I'm assuming it's a bit of a star-crossed lovers type of trope, but it is a really pretty light color scheme here. Ren, I'm assuming, pretty. Also from Fairy Loot, I have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is one I've definitely been anticipating, and I love the sprayed edge on there. Pretty butterfly motif on the back, or I suppose moths would be the correct way of saying that. But regardless, this is just gorgeous. I'm running out of room to be able to hold things without running into books and knocking stacks over, but it is really pretty. I've been hearing some mixed things about this one, so I am going in with cautious expectations. From Illumicrate's Starbright, I have Overgrowth by Mira Grant. This is a highly anticipated read for me, and now my third copy, unintentionally, because I have the Owl Crate edition, I have this edition, and I have a regular edition I received from the publisher. But this cover is absolutely stunning, and pen papers, naked hardcover. I don't actually know a whole ton about this one other than it's Mira Grant, so that means I'm going to read it. We have a character who, since she was a child, has been saying that she's an alien and her people are going to come back for her. No one's believed her, but now there's an alien signal from the stars. Another book I picked up as a pre-order, mostly because it's a gorgeous copy, is A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. This one is a really pretty one. It also sounded interesting. It wasn't purely a cover buy. Our main characters, Nina and Patrick, are taken away from their mining towns to be tested for magical abilities. Nina is hoping to become an artisan, and Patrick wants to go back to his family of craftsmen in the mine. But of course, romance will ensue and loyalties will be decided, I suppose. In another Nightworms subscription delivery, I received Beauty in the Blood by Charlotte Carter. We are following a successful young Black lawyer. She's afraid she's losing her mind. Since the death of her mother, a force that she can neither understand nor control is manipulating her memory and driving her to unexplained acts of violence. We've got a signature plate in here, and there's a lot of people dealing with the death of their mother in my books lately. I feel like we're on an unintentional theme. Also from Nightworms, I received another copy of Smile for the Cameras. You may remember this from the beginning of this video long ago, because I did receive a copy from the publisher as well, so clearly I need to get to this soon. From Illumicrate, I received The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. This is by Brigitte Knightley, and it is a really pretty edition. It has a see-through dust jacket on it, and I almost actually really like that naked hardcover better maybe, but it is a very pretty edition regardless. And we've got the motif on the edges as well. And it says on the back, the best love stories begin with hate at first sight, and I do enjoy a good enemies to lovers. So this one has me intrigued. From Fairy Loot, I have the Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang. This is a special edition from them, of course, and it says, a fate spun by the stars, a curse disguised as prophecy, two dangerous princes vying for her heart. I'm not a huge love triangle fan, so I'm going in cautiously, but I do really think the edition is very pretty. Also from Fairy Loot, a really stunning, pretty floral edition of A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. This says, Death is a Dance. We are following a character who was once a dancer in the king's court until he framed her for murder. She's been in shackles for 2 years, and then she's called to see the king and offered a deal to pose as a dancer, spy on his enemies, and he'll grant her freedom. From Illumicrate, I have A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Poranek, and another one really pretty. These book boxes are really knocking it out of the park lately on their editions. This one says, our main character was raised by a sorcerer, preparing for the heist of a lifetime. It's perfectly simple. Impersonate a princess, infiltrate the palace, steal the enchanted crown, and restore magic to the kingdom. From Twisted Retreat, I received Wrecked. This is by Alex Gonzalez, and it is a story of grief and a spiral into the dark web, it sounds like. Our main character is dealing with the loss of his girlfriend. He winds up watching some really gory online videos of people dying, including his girlfriend. And I don't really know where this is taking the story, but definitely sounds like a dark read. And last but not least, finally, we have The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. This is a book I received in another Once Upon a Book Club box. I love a good bookish book, so that has me intrigued. It's a super cute cover as well. It says they can't even agree on what to read, so how are they going to solve a murder? So I'm assuming we've got a book club that is looking into some sort of murder. I'm guessing a cozy mystery of sorts, maybe. But if I'm never heard from again, it's because this stack collapsed on top of me. And I guess if that happens, you won't actually see this video. But maybe I've learned a lesson about waiting too long to film my book hauls in the future. We'll see if I actually have learned my lesson. But with that, are you planning on reading any of these books? Have you already read any of these books? Are there any here you'd recommend to me? Are there any here you'd recommend me away from? Let me know all the things down below. And if you have made it this far and you don't have anything to comment, leave me a book or book stack emoji, because I certainly have plenty of those next to me. But with that, I am going to wrap this up before I have to change batteries yet again. And if you could hit that like button below, I would surely appreciate it, and subscribe if you're interested in more of my book hauls, my thoughts on some of these books, and my bookish content in general. But for now, I'll leave you here and see you real soon in a new video.